marvellous Benson Hedges. Over to you, Graham Good.
The saddle as well as a 5-2 favourite. Optimistic Glass in the colours of Sheikh Mohammed, maroon with the white sleeves, and we are in fact going live to Dubai, and there is Chief Singer, who took that stronghold going down to the start. These 9 runners have won 43 races and over $1.25 million in prize money. They're running in a £100,000 race, and they're all installed. That's it. They're under orders and they're off. And as anticipated, Ray Cochrane just misses a beat on Chief Singer, and it's Ivano who goes on. Ivano in the lead from Morcon in second place. Then just in behind these comes Ptolomeo, and it's a very, very fast pace indeed. With Ivano leading, from Morcon second, Leafard Special third, Ptolomeo fourth, Sadler's Wells 5, then comes Cormorant Wood and Raft, and behind these two comes Chief Singer, and the back marker is Optimistic Glass. It's Ivano, Ray Guest, making this a true test. From Leafard Special on the outside of Morcon, then comes Ptolomeo and the favourite Sadler's Wells, tracked by Cormorant Wood and Raft, and the two just not in the picture are Chief Singer and Optimistic Glass. There they are, last and last but one. They begin the sweep out of the back straight, and Ivano just leading from Leafard Special in second, Morcon pulling quite hard in third, Pat Edery going up on the outside as Ray Guest has steadied the pace, and the field are bunching up behind him. Raft makes ground behind them, so too does Cormorant Wood, and Chief Singer is going well, but in last place. Don't worry, they've got a long way to go. 5 out, in fact, as they begin the sweep into the home straight, and it's Ivano who leads at the halfway stage. Ivano from Leafard Special and Morcon, then Sadler's Wells, and next to the rails comes Ptolomeo. Behind these comes Chief Singer, and Optimistic Glass just last as they turn for home. Ray Guest looks over his shoulder to see where the others are and kicks his committed and goes for home. Raft makes ground on the outside, so too does Sadler's Wells. Ptolomeo, the pacemaker, coming through on the fence, and also making ground on the outside is Leafard Special. Morcon coming with a run. Chief Singer with plenty to do, and Raft strikes the front with just over 2 to go. Raft in the lead from Sadler's Wells, Pat Edery in the drive position. Cormorant Wood comes out of the pack. Ptolomeo improves next to the rails. 2 out, and Raft has it. Raft from Sadler's Wells and Cormorant Wood. Then behind these, Chief Singer trying to get him a run, and not much daylight. A furlong and a half to go, and 3 in line as Sadler's Wells next to the rails. Cormorant Wood on the outside, and Cormorant Wood, who goes on, quickens inside the final furlong. Cormorant Wood coming away from Sadler's Wells, and Ptolomeo staying on very well indeed. Cormorant Wood by 2, 3, 4 lengths as she goes up towards the line. Well clear. Cormorant Wood is the winner. Cormorant Wood, Ptolomeo, Chief Singer stayed on bravely to be in a photo for third with Sadler's Wells. Then Raft and Morcon and Optimistic Glass. The big gap to Leafard Special, and last of all was Ivano. And so the result of this Benson Hedges Gold Cup, it's a win in sparkling style for Steve Cawthon. Steve Cawthon's 100th winner of the season in England. Cormorant Wood, the 15-to-1 winner of this Benson Hedges Gold Cup, is owned in partnership by Mr. R.J. McAlpine and Mr. Kerry B. Fitzpatrick. She's trained at Lambourne by Barry Hills, and Barry Hills' horse is really flying. So too is Steve Cawthon. Steve riding his 100th winner of the season, and none more valuable than winning the Benson Hedges Gold Cup. Second, I think we'll find, was number 6, Ptolomeo, ridden by Darren McHarg, who, getting no sort of run on the rails, had to switch to the outside, and it's close, desperately close indeed, between Sadler's Wells and Chief Singer in a photo for third, and I'll let the judge sort that one out. Cormorant Wood showed last season how quickly she could turn defeat into victory, and she was always travelling sweetly, back at her right fighting weight. She's really sparkled, strode away in style, and John Oaksey takes us through the closing stages.
And what a lovely way to ride your 100th winner. Steve Cawthon is last in that picture. He isn't actually last, but they're the last of those we can see, as Raft kicks for home, goes past Sadler's Wells and the pacemaker Ivano. Ptolomeo short of room over on the far rails. It's Raft from Sadler's Wells, but Steve Cawthon hasn't really picked Cormorant Wood up yet. As you can see, he's only just nudging her along with his hands, and when he does pick her up, the result is explosive. Look at poor old Chief Singer back there. He never got any daylight, and in fact you certainly can't say he hasn't got the trip, because he stays on to pass several, and I hope in the end to finish third. But here comes Cormorant Wood. She's gone past Sadler's Wells. I hear there's a steward's inquiry, and I'm not surprised. I don't believe it will involve Cormorant Wood, but I could be wrong. There she is, winning very comfortably indeed from Ptolomeo, who's now finally struggled through, and I wouldn't be surprised if he is involved in the steward's inquiry. And Chief Singer has definitely got third place ahead of the Coral Eclipse winner Sadler's Wells, so nobody can say that he didn't stay a mile and a quarter. Over to John McCririck in the ring.
No betting on the photo on this Jones inquiry, bookmakers think the Cormorant Wood will keep it, and they are praying she does. This is a blinding result for bookmakers. 15-1 Cormorant Wood, and of course it confirms the Champion Stakes form, the Dubai Champion Stakes form last year with Ptolomeo. Ptolomeo the second is returned at 7-1, 7-1 Ptolomeo, and one bookmaker, Roy Christie, well, his heart must be in his mouth at the moment. He laid a monster 40,000 to 5, £5,000 in a single hand, £1 to had on Ptolomeo, so he stands to lose at least £40,000 should the stewards reverse the placings. Sadler's Wells has went off the 5-2 favourite, solidly back favourite. Sadler's Wells, Chief Singer in the end was returned at 11-2. Bookmakers were so greedy that Chief Singer determined to get whatever money they could, and they certainly did that. But Cormorant Wood, 15-1, is one of the great results.